Hi, I'm Jonathan Fitzgordon, and I'm going to show you one of my favorite exercises, block lunges. In this exercise, it's a release of the quadricep to allow for more length in the hamstring, and it kind of basically smushes your quadricep to let it get it to release, and in that release, the hamstring comes closer to the bone, and everything feels better. So let's start from down facing dog. You're going to have 3 blocks handy. I'll step my left foot forward in between the hands, and then I'm going to put a block just above the knee. So it's kind of going into the tendon of the quad, just above the knee. And I'll bring these other 2 blocks over from my hands. I'm going to let the left foot slip out to the side. You can turn out, whatever you want. You just want to kind of get out of that groin and not let it suffer. I keep the back foot tucked under, pretty neutral but tucked under. And I let all of the weight of my back leg fall into the thigh, right? I'm just going to smush the quadricep onto that block and let everything release and relax. So you can use blocks with your hands. I don't usually use them anymore. I just let myself fall down. But there's nothing wrong with using them, so today we'll play with them. Maybe on the other side, I'll get rid of them. So this is a pretty amazing exercise. You got to stay here for 90 seconds. After 90 seconds, when you come back to downward facing dog, you're going to feel a huge difference in the 2 legs. That left hamstring is going to feel a lot longer. The whole left side of the body will feel different. The left heel closer to the floor. And there's an anatomy lesson that we get from this pose. It's a really neat little trick, how effective it is and why it's working. And I'll wait a couple of seconds, and we'll go to downward dog, and then come forward to the second side, and we'll go over that little lesson about the proprioceptors, the muscle spindle, and the Golgi tendon organ. Okay. So I don't think that was quite 90 seconds, but for video's sake, let's come down the dog. And even in that, however long that was, I can just feel that the right hamstring, the right leg is just much longer than the left. Now we'll switch sides. Bring that right foot forward, putting the block just above the left knee. And we'll bring our blocks back for the hands. Walk the right foot out to the side, let it turn out even a little just to get out of that right groin, and let all of the weight fall into the block under the left thigh, just above the knee, into the quad, not in the muscle, in the quad. So the way the body learns, the way we learn is proprioception, and in the muscles there are 3 proprioceptors. There's the Pacinian corpuscle, which we're not too concerned with in this. There is the muscle spindle, which is a stretch receptor, tells the body, as the muscle tells the brain how much we should or should not stretch a muscle. And there are the Golgi tendon organs, which are stretch inhibitors, and they communicate information to the brain about when to stop stretching. So in this exercise, we are going to kind of trick the Golgi tendon organs into letting the quad release more. That is my take on it. And people have very, very tight quads, I think for postural reasons, and mostly for postural reasons, because we stand in a way that the pelvis tends to be tucked under and the thighs leaning forward or sinking forward. That overstretches the quad, puts a lot of pressure on the rectus femoris tendon, and this shape gives a lot of space to those 4 muscles, the 4 muscles of the quadricep, and as a result, its partner behind the hamstring is going to get to release. You're going to really let all the weight just sink into that back thigh, just above the knee. Take the blocks away, and come back to downward facing dog to finish. You just feel the difference in the hamstrings and the length you get. Reach up and away and just see if you get a sense of that difference. Block lunge is one of my favorite exercises. They're a great way to release the hamstring and the quads. And to get back to that little anatomy piece about the Golgi tendon organs and the muscle spindle, I think these are cumulative exercises. If you want them to be effective, you need to do them a couple of times a day for a few weeks at least, and they'll take hold. If you just do them once, maybe even 15 minutes later you go back to down dog and it kind of feels the same as it did before. If you do them a couple of times a day, every day for 3 weeks, maybe even a month, you might start to see that the quad is going to release more, the hamstring is going to start to lengthen, and maybe you can change your posture and improve upon your exercises as well.